Hello students, I am Mrs. Sindhuja Hariharan. I am the newly appointed teacher by the Fact Management. I will be teaching you English, prose and poetry, and Ganga ma'am will be teaching you grammar and writing skills. We are beginning with the poem Life, composed by Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte Bronte was born on April 21, 1816 in England. Her sisters Emily and Anne were also poets and authors. Charlotte got her recognition when her novel Jane Eyre was published. Life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say, oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Yet hope again elastic springs, unconquered though she fell, still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously can courage quell despair. Students, we will begin with the explanation of the first stanza. Life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say, oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? The poet conveys her thoughts about life. She says, the philosophers whom she has written as sages over here always have pessimistic, negative thoughts about life. They always say, what is there in life? Life is full of miseries. It is all full of sorrows. Life has got nothing great to give it to us. But what she says, let us not be carried away by these negative thoughts. She says, anything that is negative now will help us become stronger and take us to a better future. She also says that a morning rain, which always people feel why actually it has started raining, may lead us to a pleasant day. And when we see the clouds of gloom, the dark grey clouds which cover the sun is showing the negativity here. But once the dark cloud, when the dark clouds move away, we get to see the sun and the sunshine. That gives us again positive thoughts and warmth. But what she says, these negative thoughts or the negativity in our life is not a permanent feature in our life. It is going to move away. So we will have to be hopeful in our life. The way when the shower comes, when the rain comes and washes away the blossoms of the roses, it is again the same rain which is going to make the buds bloom the next day. So the rain, what people feel as a negative thing, is going to give us more positiveness the next day. Now moving on to the second stanza of the poem. Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours fled by. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. The explanation, how is life? Does it stand still for any of us? Whether we are happy, whether we are sad, nothing is going to stand for us. Especially our time is not going to stand at all, stop at all for us. So how is it going to go? It is going to go really fast, swiftly, merrily, very happily. We are going to live our life gratefully for all the good things that God has given us, We are going to be very thankful to God. We are going to live happily, cheerily, and we will enjoy every moment that we are living our life, thanking God and enjoying every happy moment. However, the moment is, time is not going to stop for us. We are going to live our life the way it comes to us. Now, moving ahead with the poem. What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy swing? How do we feel when a near or a dear one passes away? When there is a death in the family? We are so grieved. We are sorrowful. We are at loss of words. We feel something choking in our throat. We are very sad. We have lost hope. We start feeling why these things are happening to us. But is the sorrow or the sadness going to stay with us forever? Of course, the person who is no more with us will continue to be no more with us. But how should we be? We should have a control over our feelings and we will have to come out of it. Coming to the conclusion of the poem, yet hope again elastic springs, unconquered though she fell, still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well, manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously can courage quell despair. So, what is the poet trying to tell us? She is telling us we will have to keep the positivity of hope in us. What is hope? Nothing that is negative is hope. We always hope for better things in our life. We always hope that we have a better future. So, this is what is hope. Hope is full of positiveness. So, even if we have lost our near and dear ones, this positivity of hope comes back alive, and hope is now compared to a bird with golden wings which has fallen down, but it is still not defeated. It bounces back and puts the positivity inside people. So this hope makes us courageous. This hope makes us fearless. This hope makes us win over all the negativeness in our life and emerge as a winner. With this, we are concluding the explanation of the poem. The central idea of the poem. In the first stanza, the poet explains that better to see the brighter side and keep yourself with a positive attitude. There may be trials and tribulations in your life, but see to it that you go ahead with a brave heart. In the second stanza, she says, life is just moving very fast, and she says that it is better to enjoy every moment of life. And in the final stanza, she says, be optimistic, be positive in your attitude, have a positive outlook at life, be brave, so that you will win over all the despair and hopelessness in life. She says life is all about balance. We should be thankful for all the good and bad moments, because it is the bad moments which makes you stronger enough to face your future. Now we will begin with the special features of the poem. The tone of the poem is serious and motivating. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABAB, except for the first 4 lines where it is ABCD. Now coming to the figures of speech, we have got some metaphors, personification, euphemism. The metaphor, as we know, is an indirect comparison, or we call it as an implied comparison. Sometimes there are clouds. So here the clouds, the poet means that there is something that is very gloomy, dark over. Then the second example, the shower will make the roses bloom. So the rains which we thought as something dark is again going to make the roses bloom the next day. Life sunny hours flit by. Time doesn't stop for any of us and the time just flies by. Coming to personification of a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. The human quality of foretelling is given to morning rain because it is we human beings, we always tell of whatever or whichever may happen in future. So that quality is given to the morning rain over here. Coming to euphemism. Now what is euphemism? Euphemism is something really very dull, gloomy, sorrowful, but it is expressed in a uh, nice way. Here, Anne calls our best away. Calls our best away. Our best means we mean our near and dear ones. Death is expressed in a mild manner by using the words call away. Now coming to the assignment or the homework part that you are expected to do. You will write a paragraph using the following points, and this we call as the appreciation of the poem. So what you will have to do here, you will always begin your first sentence in a paragraph format, writing the title of the poem. You will continue writing the poet's name as the second sentence. Your third sentence should always tell about the rhyme scheme of the poem, and the fourth sentence should always have your favorite lines and why you like those verses of the poem. Fifth is the central idea, the gist or what the poet is conveying, trying to tell you, is the central idea. Sixth, your figures of speech. You can write any two figures of speech, picking up the line from the poem you will write, and you will write in detail what the figure of speech, explaining the figure of speech. Then the seventh is the special features. You try to write about the tone of the poem, type of the poem, language used by the poet, and final, why you like the poem or dislike the poem. Usually children like the poem, so better to write about why you like the poem. So with all this I close, but I want to talk to you about the paper format for your examination. Your first unit test will have 20 marks writing, and your first semester you will be writing for 80 marks and your 20 marks will be oral. And this is the paper format that you will be writing for your board exam also. So see to it that you do your written exams very well, because they take more of your marks, and your grammar you will have to really give more importance now, because grammar exclusively come as a question, and your writing skills again 25 marks, 10 marks of grammar, and the rest will be your prose and poetry. Of course, your prose will have unseen passage, and the prose will also have the unseen passage which you will have to write as a summary. So this is your paper pattern for English. With this, I conclude. I hope you could understand whatever I could teach. Thank you.